Welcome to Pro Plays, a series all about trying to break down and learn from the best professional Valorant players to figure out what makes them so successful. This episode features SicK, a professional player for Sentinels, and in my opinion, one of the best players in the world right now. SicK has not only peaked at #1 on the Radiant North American leaderboard, but has also helped his team win the first major LAN event in Iceland and is headed to Berlin in September to compete at the second major LAN. In this video, I want to break down how SicK is able to dominate ranked games on Icebox while playing Sage, and mention a few different things I noticed while watching his VODs. I will leave a link to his stream in the description below. When attacking a site, SicK uses a few different slow orbs to help his team take control of the site. The most common slow orb that I see him throw is one for the back of the site. To throw this slow, SicK stands in front of this rope and uses his crosshair to aim at the top corner of the wall near this crack. He then positions his crosshair to the top left of this purple section and throws. This slow orb is helpful because it makes it difficult for the enemy team to peek from the back of site while your team is pushing. Another slow orb that I noticed SicK throw is for rafters. He lines up under the pipes, 2 over from the middle, with his back up against this wall. Using his slow orb tooltip box as a point of reference, he places the top of the arrow just under the top of the second pipe and throws. This slow is helpful because it makes it difficult for the enemy defenders to run out on rafters and swing your team as they push into site. When attacking the B site, SicK likes to throw this slow orb at the start of the round to help his team get control of the B main area of the map. To throw this slow orb, he lines up with the spawn barrier and uses his crosshair to find this middle notch on the top of the building and aims just a little higher. He throws the orb as the barrier drops. This slow lands on the other side of the green container and makes it more difficult for an enemy to swing from back green while your team clears out the close angles to get control of the area. Another thing I noticed from watching SicK attack the B site is how he places his wall to help the team plant the spike. He places the wall almost fully horizontal, but leaves a slight plant location on the bottom left corner. While planting the spike up against his own Sage wall, SicK always turns to avoid breaking his own Sage wall from planting the spike. The advantage to planting in this corner is made more clear once you notice where SicK likes to play in the post plant. He typically jumps up onto the top of this container and holds the cross to yellow for his teammates playing behind it. When it comes time for him to check the spike, he does not have to swing out too far and can check without having to fully expose himself to many of the common angles that the defenders are retaking from. Another wall that I noticed SicK likes to place, if his team has control of the snowman and spawn, is this vertical wall next to the green double boxes. This wall peak gives SicK a few nice off angles to catch unsuspecting players, and lets him quickly clear the back angles of sight while still giving his team cover to plant the spike. Another B site play that I noticed SicK likes to use is a quick B split. He will use his Sage wall to cover the mid gap and quickly push with his teammates under the tube, while his other teammates push B main and collapse on the defending players that are trapped at the yellow box. When defending on Icebox, SicK started almost every defensive round playing from the kitchen and holding the tube angle. One of the first things I noticed about his playstyle is how aggressive he is at the start of the round. He almost always walks forward a little bit off the start of the barrier drop and gets ready to take a fight on the angle. If he does not make contact with an enemy, he will back up and wall the tube if he feels the attacking team has a chance to lurk through mid, otherwise he will do his best to save his wall for a later use in the round. When defending on A site, I noticed SicK used the Sage wall in an interesting way. He walls the left side of the 410 box, denying the attacking team the ability to quickly plant the spike. This funnels the attackers to the right side of the box where his team is a crossfire and they are easily able to clean them up. When rotating from kitchen into A site, SicK uses some slow orbs to help stall the attackers pushing into A. Standing on the left side of this doorway, he throws 2 different slow orbs. Using his crosshair as a point of reference, he aims 2 tiles below the bottom left corner of this section of the ceiling to quickly slow the front of site and the default plant area. The second slow orb he uses is for the main choke point on A. He aims just above the top right corner of this section of the ceiling and throws. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. I post videos every Tuesday and alternate between gameplay videos, highlights, and guides like this. I also stream on Twitch a few times a week at twitch.tv/steepsteps, so make sure to come by and say hi.
Nice.